What is going on, everybody? Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are having a great Christmas Eve. Cosmo's hanging out today. We're going to talk about the Christmas Day sports slate because there's one college football game going on today on Christmas Eve, and that's it. So today is a quiet sports day to get you prepared for the big Christmas Day slate, which in the NFL Santa brought us a big pile of coal because these matchups tomorrow are not great, but it's football nonetheless. So I would definitely take some football as opposed to no football. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the NBA slate, which is a lot better than the NFL slate. This used to be obviously Christmas is the NBA's day, but the NFL has lately tried to make a move. And quite frankly, the NBA should take those reins back with this Christmas Day slate because they have just much better matchups going on. I mean, the matchups you would anticipate would have been pretty good matchups with the NFL. You have three divisional games essentially, but the Chiefs don't have Mahomes. The Commanders and the Cowboys are both out the playoffs, and Jaden Daniels not playing, and the Vikings don't even have JJ McCarthy starting against the Lions team that's all but eliminated from the playoffs. So what people thought would be, major implications ends up being a kind of dud. But nonetheless, we have football. So let's start with that. Commanders hosting the Dallas Cowboys game. It's 10 a.m. Pacific time. Josh Johnson is starting for the Washington Commanders because Jaden Daniels out for the year now. Marcus Mariota is now injured. So we get Josh Johnson, who, if you Google Josh Johnson, he is an American comedian and writer because that's how little is known of the Josh Johnson that plays football. Now, if you actually, Google Josh Johnson QB, now we have a little more info on Josh Johnson. He's 39 years old. So, it's like the second coming of Phillip Rivers this season, but he's starting nonetheless for the Commanders. Not much there. I mean, honestly, I remember him, I think, playing for the Broncos one year, and it was such a sleep game. I think they played the Saints, and it was just a boring game. There was nothing to it. At least the Cowboys have an exciting offense, but if they get up early, 21, 24, nothing, I mean, it might be a sleeper for the second half. You could take that afternoon nap before the big Lions and Vikings showdown where we get Max Brosmer at home against the Lions. This one might be, I mean, I don't even want to call it exciting, but I was going to say if it's kind of exciting because the Lions are fighting for the playoff lives, and maybe the Vikings with a more competent Kevin O'Connell giving Brosmer, more of a chance by actually running the football and dumbing down his offense. Maybe we get actually a good game here where the Lions need to fight for a win to remain alive and not get eliminated from the playoffs. The night game, Kansas City is starting Chris Oladokun. I don't even know how to say his name. Never heard of this guy before. But the Chiefs have a problem with torn ACLs this season. First, it was Mahomes, obviously. Then you had Gardner Minshew last week coming in, replacing Mahomes. Now he tears his ACL. And now we have him starting. He's from North Dakota State. I mean, really, honestly, he's 28 years old. Nothing much to know about him. I imagine Andy Reid's going to do a lot of running the football. But even there, I mean, they're playing the Broncos, which at least the Broncos are, having a great season. But again, this one could be a sleeper. I know Sean Payton ain't going to try to give much away if they get up to a big lead early. So again, similar to that Cowboys game, if Denver gets up on an early lead, you could snooze and maybe get to bed early because I just don't see how the Chiefs are really going to put up any points against this elite Denver Broncos defense. So, I mean, that's the Christmas slate. Like I said, hey, some football is better than no football. So I will definitely be watching, and I'll be keeping my eye on that. But I'll definitely also be watching some of the NBA matchups. It's a lot better there because it starts off early. The first game is in New York. The Knicks hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. Battle of top Eastern Conference teams. Cleveland hasn't looked like a top Eastern Conference team this year, although many people thought that they would win the East. But really, they're 17-14, kind of hanging around. To be fair, they've had a lot of injuries, but also a lot of the key players are just not playing well this year. The only one is Donovan Mitchell. But it's Christmas Day. It's at the Garden. Jalen Brunson is showtime. Cat's going to want to have a say about that as well, being that he's going to be in the national spotlight. So, I expect the Knicks to get the job done here just with how the Cavs have been playing as of late. But at least, it should be an intriguing matchup. And I look forward to that being some fun basketball to get the day started. San Antonio at OKC is Look, the other matchups we'll get to are great matchups, but this San Antonio OKC matchup is the one I'm really keeping my eye on. So San Antonio knocked off OKC from their in-season tournament quest to win that title in the semifinals, and it was a great game. It came down to the end. The Thunder had a chance at the end to try to tie it. They didn't get the job done. When Wemby was in there, he was on a minutes restriction that game, and he made all the difference in the world. So they get that win. And I was thinking to myself, all right, this will give the Spurs some confidence. If they meet up in the playoffs, they know that they could at least hang with the Thunder. Well, a couple of days later, they ended up playing again. So that was 2 days ago. So they just played. Let me see what day it was that they just played, just to be accurate. I think it was on the 22nd. So we'll check back Monday. No, it was not Monday. Was it Tuesday? It was Tuesday. The Spurs hosted the Thunder, who are playing on a back-to-back. We'll give them that. But the Spurs at home knocked off the Thunder 130 to 110. And again, this is the second regular season game in which the Spurs have beat the Thunder. Both teams are relatively healthy. So now if you're the Spurs, you're not just thinking maybe we can hang with the Thunder. Maybe you're thinking we might be able to beat the Thunder, which is insane because obviously the trajectory of the Spurs to go from let's try to make, the playoffs this year and make some noise to, hey, if we can beat the Thunder, we can make the finals. The Thunder are arguably the favorites to win it all. So I'm really watching that matchup. Now it's in OKC. So at least, the first game was in season tournament here in Vegas. Second game was in San Antonio. This one's going to be in OKC. And I just feel like it's it's not a must win. But it's kind of a must-win for the Thunder, don't you think? Like, they got to send a statement. Like, we can't be losing. They only have 4 losses all season, and 2 of them are to the Spurs. If they go lose this one, then they're 26-5. 3 of their losses are to San Antonio. And that's a team that they're very, very likely, going to end up facing in the playoffs, if not this year, next year. But I'm saying even this year, it might not even be in the conference finals. It might be in the second or first round that they end up matching up. Probably not the first round, but second round. That's very likely it could happen. So I think the Thunder need to send a message here because if they are having trouble matching up with the Spurs, hey, that could start, giving the Spurs that confidence that they need. And next thing you know, they might be the Thunder of last year that we're talking about. A young team, fully equipped. They got players everywhere. They're pretty deep. And, they got a future and a huge superstar, SGA with OKC and now Wemby with the Spurs. You never know. So I'm really watching that matchup. That'll be a great game. I can't wait to watch that one. Mavericks at Warriors. Warriors are struggling, man. It's kind of sad to see. I love Steph Curry and, Draymond kicking himself out of the game the other day, after arguing with his coach. It just feels like it's kind of slowly deteriorating and falling apart with the Warriors. The Mavericks are playing better as of late. AD's back. Cooper Flag is, he doesn't remind me of LeBron by the way he plays necessarily, but the numbers remind me of rookie LeBron. He's come in and he's playing like a 10-year veteran. The numbers he's putting up are insane. And even the other night against the Nuggets, they beat the Nuggets at home and he was closing the deal in that game. So that'll be fun just to see how Cooper Flag fares and what the Warriors are going to, look like. Because they're 15-15 right now. And I think this is a make or break moment for them. Because if they start losing here and they go 15-20, lose 5 in a row or something from here, Draymond might be getting traded real soon. And I've heard rumors about him maybe going to the Lakers, and I could very much see that. And it's one of those situations where I don't know that actually is the worst thing for the Warriors. Sometimes, you need that change. And depending on what they get back, but maybe it allows the Warriors to play a little bit more free, gives other people an opportunity. Look, I think you need players like Draymond Green to win the championship. So I would actually really love that move for the Lakers, adding a piece like Draymond, because I think he's a championship player. But, they're not looking like they're going to be winning the title this year, and it might just spark them and give them something to at least, help make Steph Curry's job a lot easier. All right, and then many people are going to say this is the game of the day. Obviously, Rockets at Lakers. It's the Lake Show. Luka, LeBron. You got KD. It's in crypto in LA. So super exciting. But again, I expect the Rockets to play up to their standard. They actually are behind the Lakers in the standings, but I think the Rockets are a better team. It'll be a fun matchup, no doubt. Houston's favored by 2.5, so it should be close. But like I said, for me, that Spurs Thunder is what I'm really watching. But this game will be a great game. And look, Christmas in New York in the Garden or Christmas in LA, in formerly known as Staples Center, is just must watch. So that'll be a great game in the evening. And then to finish it off, you got the Wolves at the Nuggets. Now, the thing is, the Nuggets are really banged up. The reason the Nuggets are must watch is because Jokic is just incredible. I mean, he's averaging 28.9 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, 10.9 assists per game. He's leading the league in rebounds and assists per game while averaging 28.9 points per game. If you look at it that way, he's the MVP of the year. I mean, it's insane. Obviously, SGA has something to say about that. He well-deserved last year and may come down to those two again this year, and SGA may win it again. But Jokic is an MVP, no doubt. And right now, the Nuggets are 21-8. They have a good record, but, man, they've been banged up. Aaron Gordon's been missing time. Cam Johnson just got banged up the other night in that I think it was in that Dallas game. Yeah. So he's out for a little while now, too. Lucky for them, I think they were able to at least avoid like an ACL or something serious. But, they're shorthanded, and the Wolves have been coming on as of late. They just beat the Thunder a few nights ago, so they got some momentum. And, again, Denver's favorite at 2.5, so this should be a good game. But really, it's all about Joker in this one for the Nuggets, because if he has a bad game, they have no chance of winning. So this might be one of those Jokic puts up 40, in a triple-double or something to give them a chance, and they still might not even win because they're banged up. But, Christian Braun's also out, so the Nuggets just have a lot of injuries. But, again, great Christmas slate, in my opinion. The NBA, for the most part, all these teams being in there is pretty good. The Mavericks, you could say, why are they in there? But Cooper Flag's the number one pick, and he is, again, numbers-wise doing what LeBron was doing in his rookie year. He is really, really damn good. And then the other one, obviously the Cavaliers. I mean, I would rather see the Pistons because they're the number one seed in the East right now. But you can't complain about this slate because the Cavaliers were expected by many to be great. And they have, Donovan Mitchell, who's a superstar. So, I'm really looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Y'all enjoy, drink up, eat up, whatever it is that you do on Christmas. Open lots of gifts and have a great, Christmas day. Enjoy the sports. That'll be either background noise or you'll be really locking in. I will try to have it be background noise for me and spend time with family, but y'all know me. I'll probably be kind of locking in on the side and watching these games. So anyway, all I really want from the Vikings is Justin Jefferson to get 1,000 yards, and then you can sit him for the rest of the year, keep him healthy. It's all good. I kind of want them to lose so that we get a fourth place schedule for next year, but I can't be mad if they win because ultimately you want guys that want to win. And, but yeah, I'm just excited to be, watching a full day of sports and hanging out with family. So enjoy. Merry Christmas, everyone. And I'll talk to y'all soon.